And we are back. Thank you guys for listening to the Overachievers podcast. I'm your host, Martin Amini.
And I am your co-host, DJ Bo.
How's everyone doing, man? We're back in my car, recording on my iPhone.
And my iPhone.
Yeah, we're outside my house. You know, the quarantine boys are at it again, giving you some new content. I asked people to submit questions that you wanted answered on the podcast, and you guys came through. The Overachievers Army responded very well.
Love it.
Before we get into today's questions, Bo, how you holding up, dog?
I'm pretty good. And trying to keep the spirits up. Just been home, as we should.
You went on a romantic walk.
I took a walk, yeah.
He had his boo come through, you know what I mean? And we'll get into the relationship. But, what do you guys think about quarantining and then your roommate has someone come through and they hold hands? Should I get upset or should I be understanding?
Yeah, I need some feedback on this because Martin is he's very worried.
Well, it's just like one of those things where it's like, we're locked down. We're not supposed to be around other people.
I get it.
But then like 2 weeks in, your roommate decides that he's going to start, being romantic and go hang out with his new girlfriend, which, again, I understand. But the whole country is in a crisis right now.
I don't know if you understand because you say you understand, but then you're like, yeah, but don't do that. But I understand, but don't do that.
I mean, because I'm in a situation where, I FaceTime. I can hold hands with people.
Well, I FaceTime. We've been doing the FaceTime talking, but after a while, it's because she lives 10 minutes away from me.
Okay.
So, yeah, after a while, I'm just like, I kind of want to see you in person, and I'm sure she feels the same way. So, but I am. Don't get me wrong. This is not like me just looking through a selfish lens. I'm very aware that I got to be
potentially
mindful.
Kill my father
for sure.
Who lives with us?
Which is why I kind of deaded us her not even coming over. Because I remember there was a period when she'd be over.
Yeah.
And
what an interesting time. I've never, I've been to jail once for 2 days. But after this, I could be like, I've been locked up twice. You know what I mean? And one more time, they ain't going to let me out. So I feel like we're all going to come out with like a prison mentality. You know what I mean? Where it's like, you can't go out publicly. You can't touch things. You can't
visitation.
You can't get your come off. Sure. It's everyone's on high alert. A lot of pressure. A lot of feelings that haven't been released.
Sure.
We're talking about Bo's dick in this situation.
Boy, why are you talking about my dick?
Well, bro, the people. This is what they legitimately asked. All right, we're gonna go into the questions. All right, so I'm gonna start with. Let's see. We're going to start with one question.
Sure.
This is from... This is from Brenda. She emailed us. She says, "Hello, Quarantine Amini. We need your sadness to cheer us up. I have suggestions and I hope you find it somewhat helpful. Please pull Bo in on some of this." Okay, so... She said, "I know you moved to L.A., a town that has a reputation for having a pretty unsavory social culture. I want to know if you feel this to be true. What do you do to keep you grounded and not forget about the cloth you're cut from?" Interesting. This is a great question that I think my response has changed since this crisis has happened. Well, I don't know. I think I had an upper hand going to LA after being in DC doing comedy for 8 years, then moving. Whereas there might have been a time if I would have moved a little bit earlier, I might have been a lot more insecure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whereas I think I've said this before, but I could say honestly, I just got to a place in my comedy career where I don't feel like I gotta chase anyone or meaning I don't need someone's validation who is more famous than me.
Right.
And I think that comes from hard work and knowing who you are as a person. I think that just comes with time. and a lot of failures,
Sure.
taking a lot of L's,
Yeah.
and then just like looking at the big picture. And honestly, then once you start making money, I think that kind of like chills you out a little bit. You're like,
Money helps a lot.
money helps a lot.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, the answer is money. Money keeps me grounded.
Keep some in your bank account.
Well, because okay, I'll put it like this though, because there's so many different ways of making money in entertainment, but we were able to make money by finding our audience, and our audience kind of being like, keep going.
Yeah.
Keep, like, we're gonna keep buying tickets to your shows, and that's kind of validation for us to like for you to keep doing your videos,
For sure.
and then for me to keep writing new jokes that my audience fucks with. And I've said this before, I'll do shows where sometimes people don't fuck with my style of jokes. It's not their cup of tea, but my people fuck with them. So that's what kind of keeps me grounded, is I think having found my audience, and not letting LA, what do you call it? Dictate, exactly. So that was a good question. You want to add anything to that?
Just kind of piggybacking off the relying on your audience. Well, in our case, especially in my case, I kind of double down on my craft, on my skill set. So just going in with that confidence that you're very aware of how good you are, it kind of helps you move a little different in like a space like LA.
That's dope. Okay, so here's another one from Brenda, and then we'll move on to the other because we got a lot of dope questions. This is kind of exciting. You know what I mean? Getting all these questions.
You're giddy,
okay,
man.
so another one. Here's one more from Brenda, because she asked like 4 or 5. I just want to.
Damn, Brenda.
Yeah. But
Brenda's
shout out to Brenda, very supportive. I know for a fact she's been to a lot of Overachiever shows at the DC Improv, so I really appreciate it. That's why I'm gonna give her 2 joints. So
dope.
This one's cool. She goes, Bo, you are now cuffed. Tell us your success story. How does a shy guy come out on top? Do you have any wisdom to share with your BFF, Amini? Any advice for your listeners? Please drop a serenata mix for those of us that dream big.
Interesting.
So she says, how does a shy guy come out on top?
Well, just developing confidence.
I like that.
Yeah, I guess in my case, it just...
Is it fair to say that you're an overachiever?
Cue horns, bro. Pew, pew, pew. Yeah, pretty much. Because I guess doing the shows for so long, me being very, like, kind of going back on the LA thing, being comfortable with my skill set, all of that kind of, like, trickles down to, your confidence kind of, taking a level up. It boosts you up a little bit. So, yeah, like, I guess I'm more confident with approaching women.
Yeah. What was the other part of the question?
Something about a mix.
Oh, a mix. And then she's, do you have any advice for me?
For her?
Do you have any wisdom to share with BFF Amini? Any advice for your listeners?
Oh, for you?
Yeah.
Nah, you're doing good, bro. You've been doing all right for yourself.
Yeah, guys, for who are listening, ladies, all right, listen. I'm doing fine, all right? My love life is intact.
Plus, Martin's the kind of guy where if I give him advice, he'll make a joke out of it, and I'm not gonna put myself in that situation right now.
What was the time I was making fun of you because you gave me advice? It was
every single time I give you advice.
Oh, this was like 4 years ago when I broke up with my Pakistani joint, like 4 or 5 years ago.
I remember that. Mm-hmm.
And it was like I was like super in love, and then I remember just being heartbroken, and then Bo was like, "Don't worry, bro." I forgot what you said.
I can't remember.
I was like, and at that time, Bo didn't have a girlfriend, and he was nowhere near having a girlfriend. I was like, what do you know? Like getting advice from someone who hasn't been in a relationship in years.
I think a joke came from that.
Yeah, I think so too.
So you're welcome.
Yeah, that was getting advice from people who don't know what they're talking about is a pet peeve of mine.
I guess.
Yeah, it's such a like, I'm like, dog, you know nothing. It's like Donald Trump trying to tell us like what to do right now. It's like, bro, worry about your hair. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even trust your hair, let alone you. All right, that was a question from Brenda. Thank you, Brenda.
Thanks, Brenda.
All right, here's the. Let's move on to these are the questions submitted through Instagram.
Oh, nice.
So this one is from Brain Trauma 04. He said, if everyone in Africa is black, how do you profile? How do they profile?
So I would say by...
let's turn to our Africa correspondent, DJ Bo.
So speaking for Cameroon, they'll do it by like...
size of goats?
No. Well, of course...
Goats than that, man.
It would be like what kind of car this person's driving. But there's also like a lot of ethnicity-driven biases. So like whatever village you're from, you might have like a bias that, they're from like the poor part of town. So yeah, like it'll be more so a classism thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think a good way to do that would be by what kind of car you drive, what kind of house you have.
So
it's more classist than
classism.
Yeah.
I like that. Good answer. Good answer. I just got a phone call and it fucked up my whole shit. My bad.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's okay. All right. That was good. This one's from Thomas Manji. What is Bolivia's response to COVID-19? I'm assuming in this he's concerned about the Bolivian people because I think Thomas is Bolivian. And for the listeners, I'm half Bolivian. I would say Bolivia's response is just doing cocaine. I think you have to go back to your roots.
Interesting.
And in your time of need, there's an abundant amount of coca leaves available.
Yeah.
And I feel like, cocaine mixed with like hanging out with llamas will be the remedy. I could be very wrong because I never went to science school, but I feel like Bolivians, they are naturally chill people, so I don't see them having problems with staying in the house. They're usually house bodies. Bolivians by nature take a lot of naps. If there was an Olympics, I feel like Bolivians would place gold in naps. You know what I mean? They're like, yo.
This is a thing? For real?
Oh, bro. Like, I think in South American culture, naps are huge.
Interesting.
Yeah, like Latin community, we love naps. Naps and tea time. Bolivians love tea time. When I was in Bolivia, we used to have tea time at 5 p.m.
Well, isn't that like in, I know Europe does it as well. Like back home, we used to take naps. I think only Americans don't like to nap.
Yeah, which I think like would really help. I think this quarantine has really made Americans experience that Latin culture.
Yeah, niggas need to chill out.
All right, that was a cool question from Thomas. Thank you, Thomas. This one's from Emily. What are your plans since you basically can't do DC Improv or travel right now? Shit. Do podcasts in my Toyota. You know what I mean? That's really all we got right now.
Pretty much.
It's hard to make plans right now. It's hard to a lot of the way I write jokes is by performing, but I've been able to tweet a lot.
Yeah, your tweet's been fire lately.
I've been doing, I've been keeping my comedy brain alive by tweeting things. You know what I mean? Obviously, when the DC Improv is back, I'm gonna be in that joint cooking. Our shows are. I really do feel like our shows are gonna be a lot bigger after this whole situation because I feel like the streets are waiting.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm gonna come out 10 times funnier. I feel like there's a correlation between my funniness and how broke I am, and I'm at an all-time brokenness. So I feel like my jokes are gonna be fire.
I'm with it.
How about you? What are your plans?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a kind of sit back, practice my ass off as much as I can, just hone the skills, man. Because once this shit's done, I just want to hit the ground running again. Because like we left at a very like we're at the peak of like our respective fields. So I think we don't have too much of a hurdle, I will believe, coming back in the game. But yeah, I think us just taking the time to like plan things out, prep, just make sure sharpening our skills, and once shit gets back in.
I went and bought cold brew from Trader Joe's today. I drank that shit after like not having iced coffee, cold brew for like 3 weeks or maybe a month. Son, I feel like I'm on crack right now. I was like, yo, Bo, let's make this podcast happen because, yo, I'm ready. I was talking about all types of things. I was like, man, we're going to open up a club restaurant after this, and we're going to do all types of things. So I'm hyped, man. You know, thank you for that question, Emily. Next question. This is from E_BE. Is your dad back in the States? Yes, my dad is back. Is yours phone okay?
Yeah, my mom was calling.
Yeah. Yes, my dad is back in the States. He came back 3 weeks ago. I think I talked about this a little bit. When he came back, I was very happy, naturally, because Iran is very affected by the virus. Unfortunately, America is even more affected, it seems like. But what was concerning was like they just took his temperature and that was it. And I was like, oh, that's not good. But we're, I think, almost 3 weeks into quarantine.
3 weeks. Yep.
So far, none of us have symptoms. Thank God. We're doing the best we can, not trying to annoy each other. And I think we've been doing a pretty good job. And I think we have a lot of work ahead of us as far as like, I think 2 more months. June 1st, I'm hearing. I don't know.
It's going to be a long time.
So we're trying to get, it's going to make us stronger. I'm putting a lot of, it's not easy, every day. It really does feel like, I don't want to like diminish the jail experience, but it really does feel like you locked up. Because like you got that like, I read an article how like it might be easier for artists to adapt to financial crisis, but it's harder for us to adapt to being quarantined in your house.
Yeah.
Like that's probably the biggest obstacle is like not being able to leave. But the being broke part is like we might be able to. Now I think there's some truth in that. So yeah, Pops is back. So far, no beef. So we're good. Thank you for that question. This one's from Hayden _Julian. Who is your idol? Bo, you want to go first on who's your idol?
My idol? Well, on the DJ tip, I would say Jazzy Jeff. And shouts out to him too. I think he just came off pneumonia. Like he was just going through some pneumonia and shit. But he just tweeted today that he's doing good. So like whole DJ, community is like riding for him. But Jazzy Jeff, that's the dude. Grew up on him.
What if you met him? Would you poop your pants?
I'll probably act the same way I acted when I saw Andre.
Oh, did we talk about this? No, I don't think we did. I tweeted it.
Oh yeah, you did.
So I don't know, like a month ago. It's so crazy how 1 month ago, how things were so good. We were literally in LA like a month ago.
Yeah.
Not in my car. We're like parking my car outside of a restaurant to go get lunch. We walk out the car. I'm putting money in the meter. And Bo's like, bro, look to your right. That's Andre 3000. I'm like, what? Andre 3000. I'm like, where? He's like, right there. Right there. And at the time, Andre was just having lunch outside with one other person and no one else around. Yeah. I was like, bro, he's by himself with someone else. Let's go say hi. He's like, no.
Well, I mean, I gotta respect like his personal space and him having lunch. I didn't want to be like intrusive.
Yeah. No, I get it. I understand, but if I saw who would be the equivalent for me, like Chappelle
or Burr.
Yeah, like Chappelle. Burr, I don't know if I'd approach Burr only because I feel like he's made it public how he doesn't like it when people like come up to him.
Right.
But with Chappelle, be like, yo, I'm from Silver Spring, blah, 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 DC. I feel like there's some, like, whatever.
Sure.
And he still might carry me, but it's fine.
Well, I don't care about, it's not about me in that situation. Like, yeah, I
would have tried to get the pick, bro.
I mean.
Life's short.
Yeah,
but anyway.
But I saw him. I'm happy with it.
Yeah, I was like, yo, you want me to say something for you, bro?
I was like, nah.
And then, all right, so, my idol... I would say I probably at this point I still look up to Jay-Z a lot. I like the way he moves. I grew up on his music, but I'm even more proud of the things he's done outside of his music career up until now. So I think in this business I think it's very challenging to keep growing even after your artistic career, in which I think he's been able to do, and still put out music on a very high level at his age makes it very things are promising. There's potential to do well into your going into your 50s.
Sure.
So that's what I look at when I see Jay-Z. He's still cool and almost hitting 50. So I think that's dope. Next question is from Austin.
Hey.
So Austin, one of my childhood friend, he asked, did you have to help Bo get a girl?
Oh my God.
Or was he able to do it solo?
Jesus Christ. Come on, Austin. What the fuck, man?
Well, I guess you guys haven't talked about your new girlfriend.
No.
This is news for the whole podcast. The podcast has not heard you ever have a girl. In fact, a lot of people were questioning your sexuality. That's what I was getting.
That's fine, but can a nigga live?
All right, so did you have help, Bo?
No, I had no help.
All right.
I think I surprised you too. Like,
I know. I was like, I'm like, wait, a girl?
When I brought her over, and you're like, why is this Asian person in the house right now during the quarantine?
Yeah, during the Wuhan flu, bro. You out here bringing Asian people? Nah, but I was respectful by not saying anything.
Yeah,
I could have, but I didn't. I was being very nice because I know you don't have sex a lot, so.
Come on, man. You gotta stop doing
doing what?
Stop. You know what? I'm not even gonna play
just say it.
I'm not gonna play this game.
Okay, don't play the game. Fine. Don't play the game on the podcast that we're doing for the fans who needs content because they're on lockdown. Have some heart and play the game. All right, so you were able to do it solo. How'd you do it? How'd you get her?
I had met her like a couple years ago.
Interesting.
But we had just kind of kept in contact through IG. I was always like shooting my shot here and there, and she keeps
What's
saying,
your definition of shooting your shot?
I'll ask her out, and she'd be like, no.
Like straight up like that?
Yeah, straight up. And she said no a bunch of times.
How would you like to go out on the night of the town? But
eventually, I guess my persistence kind of worked in my favor. I don't know. She said, yeah, on Valentine's Day, which wasn't on purpose, by the way. It just so happened.
Interesting.
But then we had breakfast, and then from there...
She doesn't have any other options on Valentine's Day. Well, who does she hit up?
I don't know. Fuck this guy, man.
But listen, I'm happy for you.
Thanks.
I'm sure all the listeners are very happy that you finally found someone that treats you nice. We all know Bo's a nice guy.
Yeah.
And he deserves a nice girl. And so I hope this one works out. So for Austin, he did it on his own.
All right, Austin. Next time, call and ask me that question.
Yeah. This one is from Bridget. So Bridget asks, what's the first thing you're going to do when you're allowed out? So what's your first thing you want to do?
It's a tough one.
Let's just say we have to put a date on it.
Okay.
When's the date you think will be estimated time will be allowed?
Hopefully June 8th because that's my birthday.
So you think June?
I'm hoping for
June 1st, maybe?
Yeah, sometime early June, just so I can be outside.
I think that's realistic, right? June. But then it's hard to know.
I don't know. I want to say I think so, but then I'm just seeing the report on Korea going through a second wave, so I don't know. But I will hope for June, just because it's my birthday. And I want to
3 more months. I can't take more than 2 months. This is like we're like day 110. Another episode in the car. Please help us. We have nothing to talk about. All questions have been answered.
I'm gonna go to a Korean barbecue.
Korean barbecue? Ooh, yeah. I like that.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that
with your Asian girl.
She's Vietnamese.
She's already influencing you.
Oh my God!
I think I want to go to Korean barbecue. Like, why do you talk like that? Why do you talk like that right now? Like, this is the way I always talk. I'm like, oh my God.
Oh man.
Talk about culture appropriation.
Shit. What about you? Where you gonna go?
Dog, I need to get back on stage, man.
Yeah.
It might sound selfish or whatever or ego, but it's like I mean, talking on this phone to the people listening, I mean, and you guys submitting questions, it really does help because then it allows me to, you know, talk shit and possibly get some jokes out of this conversation. But
Right.
There's nothing that replaces the live experience. And I think, like, you know, not to get all sappy, but, you know, doing comedy for almost 8 years now, it's a huge part of, like, my identity.
Yeah.
Even, like, you know, don't know if the news is going to get even more sad, but, like, I've decided I'm just going to keep telling jokes no matter what happens because I don't know how to do anything else.
Yeah.
Like, I've been posting memes on Twitter. I've been posting jokes, stand-up clips. I'm like, yo, that's really what I can contribute to society. If I can, you know, make y'all laugh, let me just do that.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to continue to keep doing it. Especially now that I'm more broke than I've ever been. So I feel like that brokenness has inspired me to become even funnier. Because to me, as sad as the situation is, it's almost kind of funny to me. It's funny how bad things are.
Yeah.
Like, dog, like, how did this happen?
Yeah.
We were so good a month ago.
Just
sold
a week
out
ago.
show. Bank account was looking good, you know? Now we out here jobless. I had to file for unemployment. I was like, oh, I didn't know this was going to happen. I was like, gee willikers. This one caught me off guard. But, yeah, I mean, overall, comedy is what's going to be the thing. And I honestly think comedy's going to be back stronger than ever.
Oh, 100%.
I think so. So
yeah, 100%.
I'm looking forward to getting back to, like, the live performances and doing, like, small shows, big shows, the whole thing.
I don't know about parties on my end.
It's going to be, that's what I'm really interested to know.
Yeah,
you know, how are the parties going to respond?
I feel like people will be wanting to be celebrate the fact that they could go out.
Yeah.
But
I think I'm going to go out to parties more.
You think so?
I think so.
Oh, you never go out
Well,
to parties.
because, I mean, I'll share it with the audience. I mean, I'm not going to be living in LA when this is all over because, I don't want to pay rent when I'm quarantined. So I decided to move out. But secondly, like, I don't know what's going to happen to the LA comedy scene because there's so many people that are going to be unemployed in LA. Not that it's not going to be in DC area, but I feel like DC will be a little bit better because there's a lot of government workers, and I think they're almost guaranteed work.
Right.
Whereas in LA, there's a lot of like artists and servers and bartenders and like a lot of like people like me who are pursuing comedy or music, who are kind of like in situations where it's like, yo, there's no opportunities because that shit's gonna be dried up. So I said, let me fall back from LA, let that shit rebuild. When this is all over, let the dust settle.
Word.
And then I'll come back maybe in the winter time and get like an even bigger spot, like get a nicer spot where I could like move in. Maybe we can get a house and where we have space to do this things like live podcasts, shows, maybe do the whole thing, pool parties, you know.
All right.
That's where I see things going.
Okay.
Let me answer a few more questions. All right, here we go. Martin, you are the son of two immigrant parents. Bo, you yourself are an immigrant. You're both big dreamers and incredibly ambitious. How do you two balance the needs of your family and your own need of finding a fulfilling life? Do either of you go through feelings of guilt, of not doing enough, of leaving people behind while in pursuit of your dreams? If so, how do you push through? I know this is pretty deep, but these are perfect times to reflect.
Yeah, damn, that's a good one.
Go first, Bo.
I definitely feel a lot of guilt because I'm the oldest of three boys. So there's a little bit of added pressure on me to kind of provide for my family. Because my dad's not here, too. He moved back home
Where's home?
Cameroon.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, I kind of went through it about this time last year. Even I was about to go back to school.
Oh, yeah. Tell the audience what was going on and how did you decide not to go to college?
What were you going to say? Who did what?
I said, who influenced you not to go to college? Who told you to put the books down?
Shit. Oh, my God.
What? What nice, dude, I don't understand what you're saying.
Whatever.
I don't get it. Why are you reacting the way you're reacting? Tell the audience.
All right. So this time last year, I was just being reflective on just like, being at this point in my life. And like, I don't enjoy being broke. Because for a good amount of times, I had to like reach out to my younger brother just to like help me out with, paying certain rent. And like that shit was fucking with me. It got to a point where I'm like, you know what? I need to go back to school just to like make money. And
because you're tired of being broke.
I was just, I think I just reached my tipping point with it. So I consulted with Martin about the decision.
No, I don't think you did. I think you told me after you decided.
I had decided, but
you had already enrolled.
Because I talked it out with you and my sister after I started taking the classes. Because like I had already made the decision that I'm gonna do it. But talking to you and my sister, y'all kind of like.
I think your sister wanted you to go to college.
No, she said do what you feel like you're gonna put all your energy into, which is pretty much what well, in your case, you were more like,
you're an idiot. Why would you go to college after being a DJ in DC for 6 years?
Yeah, I guess.
Why would you spend money on college and then thinking that's gonna help you when?
Yeah, like you kind of brought about the debt I was gonna put myself into, which
not just debt, but then it's like that puts more pressure on you getting a job after.
Yeah.
And then it's like, having a job and being a DJ is not easy.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't, but like at that time, like I didn't have a car. I was like, I just wasn't making money. Like that shit was really fucking with me. So that was like the instinct to, listen to my parents for once and like go back to school. So like, yeah, you do get that added pressure of like, my mom's always in my ear about going to finish my degree.
I mean, especially immigrant parents. Immigrant
100%.
Parents are going to want you to go play it safe, which makes a lot of sense because they sacrificed a lot for you to, have a better life. And then you become a fucking DJ. It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, that's where the guilt comes in.
You
like,
idiot.
Yeah, that shit is... But, when you do shows that sell out monthly and you're able to, like, off just DJ money... And this all kind of happened last year.
It was pretty all our success has honestly been more recent.
Yeah, very recent.
I feel like from the outside looking in, maybe in the comedy community, people always looked at us like we were doing good, but like honestly, it wasn't for the past 6 months where things were really starting to pick up.
Yeah, because like I was now able to pay my car note, pay my expense fees to LA and back, still cover my rent, and still have money to like just live my life. So I was able to like do all that with
kind of the dream.
Money. Yeah, which is like
we were literally living the dream. Flying to LA, me in my case living in LA.
Yeah.
Dope spot. But yeah, I mean to finish what was it? Sorry, what was you saying? Like
all that to say it just took some perseverance and like good people around me for me to kind of see the light. I think you need that. You just need good energy around you sometimes.
So are you saying the good energy around you is...
Oh, my God.
Is what? No, I'm just trying to help you finish the statement. So the good energy around you would be, in this case?
My sister.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
And who else?
And my girl.
You just met your girl. You guys just started dating 2 weeks ago.
Doesn't matter.
God damn it. I never get any credit. Okay, so... For me, it's similar, but a little bit different. The guilt came like maybe my earlier years when I was kind of like dependent on my father was helping me a lot financially in the first years of comedy. I had just stopped. I think my dad just didn't want me to sell drugs. So he was like being very supportive of my comedy career.
Yeah.
And then, maybe like 4 or 5 years into it of like just being super broke and things very slowly happening. It was a very shitty feeling. And then it took a lot of time for me to be like, well, eventually I'm going to have to look out for everyone once I'm on, and I'm not even there yet, but I could see the light, that's what makes this whole pandemic situation so like, I was like, damn, man, I was just getting ready to be in a position where I could like help like put my family in situations where they're good, and that's always going to be the plan. That's always been the plan.
Yeah.
Become successful and then, give back to your family and put them in better situations to succeed. And I mean, there's definitely guilt, but one thing I learned is you can't help your family unless you help yourself. And that's something I learned early on. And there's times when I wish I was a better uncle, spending time with my nephew and nieces, but I do feel like in the bottom of my heart, one day when my nephew and nieces is old enough where they're in a position where they want to like do things with their life, whether it's pursue whatever job, I'll be in a better situation to help them out with the people I have met in my entertainment life. So I always feel like my hard work eventually will pay off. And it'll go back towards the family. Because in a way, like I'm the one taking a lot of the risk, but the higher the risk, the more reward. So I wouldn't recommend another family member to do comedy or become a DJ.
No.
But if they were to, we'd be in a position to kind of help them.
For sure.
Like if you had like a little brother or DJ or like a little cousin that wanted to become a DJ, like off top, he's going to be in a way better situation than anyone else.
No, 100%. Because my niece already like kind of, she wants to do that.
Yeah.
So
there you go. And it's like, I got homies that want to do comedy. Shit. First 2 months of doing comedy, they're doing the DC Improv.
Yeah, no, that's a real thing.
So I'm already kind of seeing the fruits of my labor going back to people who I care about. So for me, that's the best feeling in the world.
Yeah.
And that's what it's always been about. Not just giving back to my family, but giving back to the community, which is, not just Latin or Middle Eastern. It's just like where I grew up. And which is honestly, ironically, I think that's what's going to be the result of this current crisis that we're in. I think we're going to see a lot more classism as a result of this. I think we were already headed there before this, but I think this is what's going to really...
it's going to make it blatant.
Blatant.
Yeah.
Because I think people are going to go from poor to broke.
Yeah.
I just got out of brokenness. 3 months removed from broke. Right back to broke. So I'm kind of comfortable. Not like, I'm not complacent.
Yeah.
I'm probably more ambitious than I've ever been.
You just been here before, so you know
I've been here before. Yeah. I'm not going to freak out yet.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it the first 2 months of getting out of jail to really see what happens. It won't be until the first few months.
It feels like
wow. It's gonna be the first few months that's when I'll probably freak out. Is like when we do a show, and God forbid people just don't come. Then I'll be like, oh, okay, we're fucked. But nah, I'm I really feel like there's always going to be like a demand for good comedy. And I really do mean it. I feel like this shit is making me funnier than I've ever been. Unfortunately, because of I thrive in sadness. And I think my listeners at this point gets it. Because there's two types of people, people who can't handle, tough situations, and the others who step up and thrive,
Yeah.
And we the overachievers, dog.
Fight or flight, baby.
Fight or flight, baby.
Fighting, baby.
Bo is in the village of Cameroon fighting goats. You know what I mean? You think this is anything for him, bro? He would roundhouse a goat in the face. You know what I mean? Uppercut.
Real life shit.
That's why he's complacent now, because this ain't nothing.
Yeah.
He ain't scared. And y'all shouldn't be scared either, because you got the overachievers every week giving you this content live from the Toyota RAV4.
Oh, man.
But that was a good that was a good, episode of just great questions.
Amazing questions.
I think we're gonna I got one more question. This is from Javier Vodka. He goes, "What are your thoughts on the Kill Tony podcast?" Are you familiar with the Kill Tony podcast?
I'm not.
They got a podcast. Is Tony Hinchcliffe, Jeremiah Watkins, I believe, is in it. They have a show every Monday at the Comedy Store.
Okay.
It's like LA comics who are regulars at the Comedy Store, and then they have like a special guest like Jeff Ross or any celebrity comedian comes in, and open mic comedians perform and do 1 minute performance, and the panel basically does commentary.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow.
And they record it and film and put it out. I've never done it, but I like the idea of giving open mic comics a platform. I like the commentary. I think it's cool, man. I think it's a cool time for new comics. I feel like it's an exciting time for up and coming comics who just got their audience. I think Tony Hinchcliffe earlier this year was going on tour. I know he opens for Joe Rogan a lot. So yeah, I don't personally listen to the Kill Tony podcast, but I respect what they're doing. I fucks with it. Anyone who's doing comedy at a high level, I like it.
Yeah.
Are there any podcasts you're listening to right now?
I was just listening to the Brilliant Idiots. That's been pretty much it.
Andrew Schulz, Charlemagne the God. Shout out to Schultz, our guy, Young Hezzy. I love to see the glow up.
And then on the DJ tip, we had the Road podcast. So like it's good for like someone in the music industry to kind of like figure out how to move with the whole coronavirus epidemic. So like they give some good gems there if you're into music or in that lifestyle. Be some good to check out.
Well, I wonder what advice you have for the people at home who are not in the art community.
Well,
you're fucked, bro.
No.
You got nothing left. Give it up.
Well, I mean, of course, you got to take care of like the immediate like finances, like do the unemployment, like all these different grants that you can like reach out just to make money. But then also you have a lot of free time that you didn't have before. I would take advantage of it to like, I don't know, like learn a skill. Do that. If you want to learn that guitar or like piano that you always wanted to like pick up. Catch up.
I would learn how to shoot a gun because it's going to get real crazy in the next 3 months. Crime's going to go up, son.
Martin be getting dark with it, but I get it though. Like it's kind of scary not knowing how people are going to act. I think that's why I'm more worried about as opposed to like the virus.
You know how like you walk around, you might see like protective gloves and masks on the floor and shit, which I think is disgusting. You gotta throw that shit away.
Sure.
I feel like in 6 months we're gonna be walking around DC and we're gonna see like Helly Hansen jackets and foam posits, just like on the streets. Like everyone's like, "Oh shit, Mo was here. Now we not."
Damn Mo. Kill Mo.
Kill Mo. Yeah, man. April Fool's Day has been canceled. So
is it? Niggas is still going hard with it.
Nah, I think we're the joke. Everyone just trapped in their house looking out like it was all good just a month ago.
Oh man.
But thank you guys, man. This was therapeutic. You know what I mean? I could do this almost maybe every other day. You know?
Really?
Yeah. We'll do it as long as people come with the fresh questions.
I mean, you don't got shit else to do, so yeah.
But for me, it's all about coming with some new stories.
Yeah. Or you gotta like talk your shit.
Yeah,
that's your process.
The whole thing. I mean, it's like it's a because I do have random thoughts. A lot of times is like, yo, like for one, like when this is all done, like what's gonna happen when we see each other? Are we gonna be like hesitant to dap each other up? Are we gonna have like PTSD? Like I know first thing if someone comes up to me like, yo, so it's been a minute, 3 months, like I know, and then they tries to go for the dap, I'm gonna be like, let's go elbow to elbow for a little bit, and let's not rush this whole touching.
You think that's why it got so rampant in Europe? Because like they do the kisses. They're a little bit more, invasive of like your personal space.
I don't know. It could have been that. I mean, just in general, Europe is a more close-quartered environment. Not a lot of space to move around, just by nature.
I'm curious as to why it's not here in Africa. Like, I'm hoping it doesn't get bad.
Oh, I just read it's in Africa, about to be in Africa heavy today. So
Today,
it's about to hit Africa.
Fuck.
Yeah, so protect the goats at all costs. But yeah, man, I'm really interested to see how we behave after this lockdown.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The romantic, idealistic side of me wants to think we're going to be united. We're going to be together. But the realist in me is like, this is going to be everyone for himself. That, I feel like, and the only reason that is because of the economic climate. How so many people have lost jobs.
Right.
And I feel like it's hard to contribute when you don't got money for rent and food. You really see the dark side of people, and it's like, it's understandable, but it sucks because from someone who I grew up seeing like pink envelopes on the table, mom crying a lot, no money for electricity. Like, I know what that energy is, and I remember I was young when I was a little kid. Now as an adult, filing for unemployment, it's like, yo, like, it changes you. And I think I think I'm able to handle it better because I'm an artist.
Right.
And like, that's kind of, it's like an unspoken thing. Like, yo, if you choose art, you got
a lot.
You gotta make peace with that.
Sure.
Like, that's like rule number 1. Get used to being broke.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like my first 4 or 5 years of like, that was my training camp in my brain of like, damn, this shit, I still haven't got famous yet. Like, fuck. And then you make peace with like whatever you end up. Like, that's the unwritten rules of that shit. And I think what's different about this is like, you got people who did everything right.
Mm-hmm.
Worked hard, went to college, got a job, pay their bills on time, pay their taxes, and still getting laid off. You're like, fuck. How we getting fucked? We didn't do nothing wrong.
No bullshit.
That's where the divisiveness and the
frustration. There'll be a lot of frustration because like people are gonna see like this veil of how government's supposed to take care of you just kind of like fall flat with this is like nothing really helping you. Like you're almost like you're for yourself, and then it's gonna switch to survival mode, where I think that's the scary part.
Yeah,
because once it gets into survival mode, like you making the jokes about the gun, that shit becomes real. Because then,
not 100%. But to end it on a more positive note, I want to remind everyone listening. Martin Amini here. We got your back. If you're in the Overachievers community, if you're in the Army, we're all in this together.
Yeah.
If you're rich and you're white and you're listening, we appreciate you. We like you still.
Kinda.
But if you're broke, you're in this tough situation, you're not sure what's going to happen, listen, we feel you from the bottom of our hearts as a broke boy. We gotta keep fighting. We gotta keep smiling, and we gotta find the little things to be able to laugh. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I be laughing at the dumbest shit, but it's because I got so much shit that I'm going through. You know what I mean? That I didn't expect to happen because of this situation, but we're in it, so we have to do our best. Some days aren't gonna be good, right? We're gonna have like days that we're off.
Yeah.
That's okay. I got homies that don't respond to my texts because they're going through their own thing. I get it. Can't take it personal. It's a traumatic time. This is an important time to don't take things personal. Take care of your mental, but most importantly, man, wherever you can get a laugh in, get that shit in, son. You know what I mean? Just because you're going through hard times doesn't mean you don't deserve to let it out.
No.
Right?
No, not at all.
We're here for you. Sure. We're here to answer your questions. We're here to make you laugh. We're here to, make fun of DJ Bo.
I got good mixes. Shut up. I got mixes on, online. I do like IG Live as well. So be sure to tune in. Just
please tune in to DJ Bo's live. I'm tired of him, having less than 10 people tune in, and it's.
I be averaging like 15 people, man. So chill out.
yo, he's like, I got 15 people.
I got 15 whole people.
Yeah, bro.
But I mean, like real talk, it's. I feel like that's been kind of like our gift to this whole shit as DJs. We're able to like just switch up the live and like people just tune in and. You get some music. Like that's been helping me. I'm tuning. I get to hear DJs I couldn't hear for a long time because I be working when they working. So yeah, man. But there's definitely content and just a lot of good shit out there. Just try to keep your mind, positive. And yeah, so I'm just sorry we all have to like go through this right now.
100%. We got your back. We're going to keep doing this episodes in the car until my microphones from LA arrive. And because I'm on lockdown, I'm going to have hopefully a friend go to my apartment and pick up all my like podcast equipment so I don't have to record these episodes on my iPhone. If anyone has any camera equipment they want to donate or let me borrow it so I could do this videos, so y'all could see my face, my adorable. All right. Anyway. We love you guys. We can't wait to see you in person. But in the meantime, thank you for supporting the Overachievers podcast.
Oh, no doubt.
You know what I mean? Follow us on the Instagram, Twitter, and check out our merchandise on overachievershop.com.
Yes, sir.
See you guys in the next episode. Peace.
Peace.